Amanda, like I was always called, was the only child of my parents. They loved and adored me like an egg. But death took them away from me on the eve of Christmas while traveling to our hometown. The accident claimed the lives of my both parents. I couldn't imagine how I survived. I only sustained some injuries which was treated at the hospital. After my parents' burial, my mom and her brother took me in to live with them in the city. My father's family members sold all my father had and acquired as properties without leaving a dime for me. According to them, I was a female who will get married someday. I started living with them. Their children attended a private school while I was enrolled in a government school. My uncle's wife treated me with disdain and turned me into a maid. How was it possible for her to forget so quickly the shop she had was given to her by my father? I could vividly remember when our children comes to our house for holidays and we treated them like kings and queens. She went as far as collecting all my expensive clothes forcefully from me and give to their children. Every single day, I cried to God to let death come take me because I was tired of living in this wicked world. I managed to put up their behaviors not until I finished my secondary school and I ran out of the house. Don't blame me, I have had it enough. This is the beginning of my hustle. I met a woman named Ineka. She owned a restaurant. She accepted to employ me as a sales girl as well as giving me a place to stay. My salary as at that time was 15,000 naira, but was later increased to 20,000 naira. I gathered money to rent a one-room apartment and bought some little house items. I had a vision, which was to make it in life and make my late parents proud. I couldn't afford some luxury lifestyle, so I always had a low cut on, as well as opening a savings account where I saved my money. One day, one of my friends named Chimobi introduced me to her hawking business and told me how well she got money. I thought over it and decided to give it a try. I started hawking pure water and minerals. The business was a lucrative one, which most people tend to overlook. I was a very hardworking girl and not the lazy one. I got my supplies from a cheaper rate and this enabled me made a lot of profits. I started a daily contribution of 2,000 naira every day. I was very happy of the money I would be making monthly. My hustle was second to none and at the end of the year, I saved up to 800,000 naira. Not to forget, consistency and self-control made me achieve this. There was this particular guy who always gives me clothes for free because he was into the business. He loves me and I love him too. He was so cute. I couldn't remember how many times he gave me money and paid my bills. Lest I forget, he was the guy that took me in when I had no place to stay without harassing me before taking me to Mrs. Ineka, whom I later started working for. I was planning to make use of the money I saved up to start a business when I got a call from my boyfriend, whose name was Daniel. Daniel begged me to borrow him money to support his business that he would pay me back. I couldn't reject because I thought of how he had helped me in the past and the love I had for him. Before you judge me, remember love makes you do crazy things. It was a sacrifice I made. I gave him all I had because I believed in him and was sure he was going to be a great man who would take care of me. Immediately, he got a shop in the market and started his business. Within 4 months, he had many customers and was making huge sales. He stopped me from hawking and I started going to shop with him. He was very caring and I started staying with him. On the day of my birthday, I was amazed because that day was special to me. He proposed to me with a ring. He knelt down and asked me to marry him. I jumped with excitement and said a big yes. That day was romantic, Indeed, love is very beautiful. I was looking beautiful with well endowed curves. God created me well. He took me out, I ate, we danced together. Sincerely, I had fun. It was the best day of my life. Then we got home, had showered, and that was when the main party started. You know what I mean? After everything, we showered again and went straight to sleep. Few months after my engagement, he decided to pay my bride price. We had our traditional marriage and white wedding. I was sad because my parents were not there to witness my big day. My uncle and his wicked wife were the one enjoying my parents' rights. My wedding was surrounded with men who mattered in the society. We were sprayed by people. Money was flowing like water that day. After our wedding, we counted the money that was sprayed on us and it amounted to 25 million naira. Oh my God, we couldn't believe it. My husband suggested to start building our house and increase his business more.